YouTube, what it do? Today is Wednesday, November 27th, 2024. It's your man, Big D, and I'm back with another one. Before I get to this next episode, I want to thank all of you that have continued to rock out and support my son and I. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Well, family, this story starts off in about 1997, 1998. Big D was fresh out the military, and I was up in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And I was at a point in life where go back home or, oh, I left something out. I was in love. And my now ex-wife was in love with me, right? So Big D found himself out the military, didn't want to come back to Florida. And so I said, well, you know what? I'm going to try to stay up here in North Carolina. So I stayed up there, you know what I'm saying? I was, me and her, we was like living together, what have you. We wasn't married yet, but I was a civilian, basically had little jobs, assistant manager jobs and whatnot. Then the day came where she get promoted to a sergeant, and now she on her way to go to Germany. So now we got a problem because remember, I'm not in the military no more. And if I wanted to go to Germany, well, guess what? I got to marry her and become her dependent. And you know what? That's exactly what I did. It was a bad move. But again, I was a young man, and worst of all, I was a young man who had no guidance because I was raised by a black mom, and I had a stepdad, but hey, my stepdad had his own issues. He had like 7 other kids and a crazy ass ex-wife that always brought the kids round to the house, causing problems because she mad because now, he done divorced her and it's my mom. Listen, it was crazy back then. But as I said, life is not always about the end result. It is about the journey. So that's where my journey took me. So I married this woman, wound up in Germany. Well, I had to take care of some things before I could go to Germany. So she kind of went ahead without me. And we talked every day. Oh, I can't wait for you to get here and what have you. But I'm not going to sit here and be disingenuous. There were some things that I needed to work on because I was out of the military and I was fresh at being, a dependent. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with myself. So, at that point, man, it's crazy. But at any rate, I finally make it over to Germany and, I get a little job at the little on base and everything appears to be fine. But then my ex-wife, she started acting kind of strange, right? And I noticed that she started doing some very weird shit. The main thing was she stopped giving up that box. And that right there was a telltale sign, gentlemen. And I'm not going to sit up and pretend like I got it all figured out because, hey, listen, I didn't get to be here without going through the journey. So fact of the matter is that, hey, shit changed. I was no longer the young strapping young lad of a sergeant that was well known on base. You know what I'm saying? I was no longer that guy. And I look at my son, he reminds me of me so much, but he's doing, he's pushing further than what I did. I did my few years and I got out, but I did some other things for the military, but nevertheless, I wasn't that guy in her eyes no more. And my ex-wife looked at me as I was a liability. And you know what I was? Because I had no good foundation. Yeah, I had the military, but I didn't have a good solid foundation as it came to relationships. And I can remember like the back of my hand, like it was yesterday. I can remember when basically when I found out that love ain't all what it's cut out to be, and oh well, love is all that matters. I found out by my ex-wife, and she was one of them girls from New Jersey, from up north, and I'm a Southern boy. But let me tell you something. I found out the hard way when that's just to let me know, Big D, love don't live here no more, nigga. And basically, that was it. Big D with his ass I had to leave Germany. I was out. But the universe will have it, and fate would have it, that because I basically did everything that men ain't supposed to do, that everything that we us older brothers tell young dudes, this is what you're not supposed to do. We're not telling you because this is something that we were told. This is something that we experienced, so we can speak on it. Because here's the thing. Experience is the best teacher. There's nothing more powerful than life experience. I have many degrees, but all them degrees mean is that I was able to finish the task work, the class work, the obligations to satisfy the requirements to obtain a degree. But let me tell you something. A degree don't mean shit if you ain't got no common sense. And with some people, common sense ain't always common. So some people need guidance. So that's why we try to tell you young guys, don't go down, don't do it like this. You got to move like this, because if not, it ain't gonna turn out right. So I was one of the ones that I guess they could say, he kind of made it. Yeah, did I have some bombs along the way? Did I have some fuck ups along the way? Hell yeah, I did. We all did, especially the ones who didn't have that masculine dude in their life to show them, hey, listen, this is how brothers got to move in this matrix. So, when you don't have that, you have to get it from the football coach that you see sometimes. You got to get it from the basketball coach. You got to get it from the karate teacher. You got to get it from your male biology teacher. So, men that don't really have the stable male mentor or pops or uncle or whoever that's stable. It can't be no here and there. It's got to be consistent stability, because all creatures crave structure. And there's only so much structure that a woman can give to a young little black boy, because she wasn't designed to be the authoritarian. She wasn't designed to make sure that he had to get what he got in order to navigate the world as a man. And the reason for that is because a woman don't have the same male parts. So she can never understand what it means to be a man. But she can nurture and sometimes overcompensate. So that's where there's got to be a stable, solid man to bring about balance. So to make a long story short, or to make a short story long, or however the story goes, or however it goes, everything that I tell young guys not to do, I did. Some of us was blessed enough to make it out of it. Even with making mistakes, some of us was able to come back because the universe just afforded me an opportunity. And I tell my son this all the time. Success is opportunity plus effort, passion. Because I could have been given an opportunity and said, oh man, I ain't trying to go all over those seas and going over there where they cutting people's heads off and going to Kuwait. Listen, I could have been that dude, and I could have brought my ass back home and been a dusty ass Pookie. But I knew that beyond a shadow of a doubt, I knew that at the end of it, if I wanted to be something appealing to a woman, I was going to have to change who I was. And sometimes men have to go on a hiatus. Sometimes men have to go through the valley of the shadow of death. Some of us make it and some of us don't. Not all of us get an opportunity. Not all of us are blessed by the universe to say, hey, listen, here's an opportunity where you can work overseas and make tax-free money. You just got to be willing to risk your life for it. So, in closing, I found out that if you, as I said before, if you lose status, which I was, when I got out the military, I lost status. I was no longer that young strapping sergeant. If you lose financial resources, which I lost financial resources because now I got out of the military. I ain't had no job. I had to find a job. And unfortunately, being the assistant manager at the Advanced Auto Part wasn't paying the same. So I lost financial status. And after those components came into play, I was told, nigga, Big D, love don't live here no more. Well, family, always remember, be more tomorrow than you were yesterday. Peace.